Hello, happy Tuesday, Museday. And how is everybody around the world? I hope well. You know, considering we are not doing anything, like I'm not doing anything, but I tell you what I was doing just a little while ago. I was on a YouTube, and I had conversations with, well, not conversations like we're having now, you know, like you can see me, but I can't see. Yeah, more or less the same thing. But the names were coming up on the side, and I could tell where they were from, and it was so wonderful to see people from all over the world, you know, just tuning in at that moment. And it was just a trial and error thing. We were trying it out for future stuff that we'd like to do, you know, on social media. And what happened was we got people from Africa, from India, from Chile, from over South Africa, all over the world, and Russia, all over Europe, the Netherlands, and Belgium, and Germany. Oh my word, I thought, my God, these people know me. It's so wonderful, you know. Anyway, it's good to know that people are tuning in on for that, because it's a nice thing to do, getting to know each other, and I mention their names, and they, you know, of course they know mine. I hope. And you know, I thought to myself, what am I going to talk about today on the memories of my musical background. You know, like for instance, the people responsible for all those wonderful arrangements that you hear when I'm on stage. It's just amazing. The kind of work these people do, you know, I just had my lunch, and it was it's a little bit sort of that sort of thing. Anyway, it's amazing the amount of work that they do on it, you know, and their talents are so unbelievable, because they make the song come to life, you know, and it's a bed of music that only they can do, that you could lay your voice on and be comfortable with, you know. And I just enjoy doing that. Now, some of my conductors that I've had, you know, they've been so talented. Like for instance, I had Baby Silvetti do a lot of my stuff in the early years with Unchained, Love Unchained, and some of those lovely albums that I made with big lush orchestras and strings and things like that. And Baby, so such a wonderful man to work with, you know, and unfortunately we lost him. But he was such a great guy. You know, he had a wonderful way about him, because he called everybody darling. You know, he was from Argentina, and he said, "Well, darling, that is wonderful, darling. That's wonderful. Put it away. That's it. Done. You know." And he's probably one of the best string writers I've ever heard in my life, you know. And then there was I had another music director who worked for me on stage as well. His name was Arthur Greenslade. And Arthur, we used to call him Sir Arthur, because he had this wonderful air about him, you know, and he would tap his baton on the thing and say, "All right, girls." He used to call the band girls, but American bands used to call them. Anyway, in the end, they loved him. They knew that was just his manner of talking to people. Musical people have this wonderful way of communicating with darling and love, and, you know, like we do in England. Some, you know, you could walk to a shop in England, and the person doesn't even know you, you know, and they'll say, "Yes, my darling, what can I help you with?" You know, it's so wonderful. It's very friendly and that sort of thing. And I had another music director that I had was Lawrence Holloway. He was another very elegant man, and he worked with me for the first 5 years of my life in all over the world, you know. But he did the first 5 years of my career, and he was wonderful. One of the greatest pianists you ever heard in your life, you know, and arrangers. And actually, Laurie did Another Time and other plays, and many other wonderful songs for me. And then there was Jeff Sturgis. You know, Jeff was, I miss him dearly, because cancer took him too, and it's just unbelievable. But whenever I was stuck for anything a musical question, I'd call him up and say, "Hey, Ski," I used to call him Ski. "Ski, what songs are songs?" And he'd tell me it, you know. And when we worked together, he'd bring a little tape recorder, and he'd tape everything we did together, and then he'd go back and listen to it, and that's how he made the arrangements happen. I used to work with him in that respect. And then only recently we just lost Johnny Harris, and Johnny was a wonderful guy. You know, he had so much charisma, you know. And when he worked on stage, when he was younger, he had polio and he had to wear these irons under one leg. But he was very active on stage. You know, he worked with Paul Anka and many big performers, you know, and he would jump up on the stage and drop down there, and yet he couldn't, you know, he could walk, you know, like a normal person, but he couldn't walk like that, but he acted like he could do anything he did, you know. And he again called everybody darling, everybody's darling to him, you know. And it was such a lovable character. It had so much talent. And when we talk about Johnny, we talk about somebody who does arrangements that included many instruments, and he would throw every instrument into the arrangement. We used to call him Johnny Harris, who would throw the kitchen sink into an arrangement, you know. He put every instrument in. He was so talented, you know, to do that. And I had the good pleasure of him being on my last album, you know, and he did some arrangements on The Man I Want to Be, and some wonderful stuff, and you know, and some Christmas arrangements, and for the last Christmas album. Unfortunately, God took him too quickly. We miss you, Johnny. We miss you, Bebu, and those. It's been a wonderful life. I love working with these wonderful people, very talented people who can put music together by writing it down and then playing it into an instrument or playing it on their instruments. You know, it's wonderful. And I hope you enjoyed what I did on YouTube. You know, because it was quite fun. Did I tell you about that? I didn't tell you. Yes, I tuned into YouTube today, and so many people came online from all over the world. So anyway, I just want to say that I hope to be doing a lot more of that, and in the near future, and hopefully you'll tune in to me, and we can be online anytime I'm traveling or doing something. I'll get online with you. We'll talk. Okay. Until then, have a wonderful time. Stay safe. Okay. Gloves. No time. And just remember, I love you. Bye-bye.